What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to my channel. So it's day 21 of the Diddy trial, man. Let's get into the transcript. So Jane's testimony should wrap up tomorrow, the lawyer says, and the prosecutor have some more witnesses tomorrow also. So the judge seemed like the prosecutors seem like they want to remove a juror number 6, and the defense attorney saying that the prosecutors want to dismiss a black juror. So I don't know what's really going on. This is my first time really hearing about this right here, that the prosecutors want to dismiss a black juror, which is kind of weird. But let's get into the transcript, man. She's back on the stand. Let's go. So it says, "You have me feeling so taken advantage of," Jane told Combs after a 3-day hotel night. Jane testified that the longest hotel night she could remember was around New Year's 2022. She estimated it lasted about 3 days and involved 3 men. Jane said after New Year's, she saw on social media that Combs went on a vacation with another woman named Gina. Jane read aloud a message she sent in January 2022, expressing her frustration about the trip after we had such an amazing New Year's week together. "You have me feeling so taken advantage of and regretting everything," the message said in part. Jane testified that she considered breaking up with Combs after this. Jane persuaded Combs to leave the trip with other women by threatening to withhold hotel night, she testifies. Defense attorney Tenny Gerges has returned to the time period after Jane's birthday in 2022. Jane previously testified that she and Sean Diddy Combs had a hotel night on her birthday, and then she got upset after she saw Combs on a vacation with another woman on another woman's birthday shortly after. Jane testified she made Combs come home from that vacation a day earlier. She told him, "If you don't come here now, we're not going to do anything that you want to do," she testified. Gerges asked whether Jane told Combs he wouldn't have a Valentine's Day party with him. "Yes, that was the first time I pulled that card," Jane said. "The hotel night card," Gerges asked. "Yes," Jane responded. Jane said she organized a hotel night after Combs left vacation early. Jane confirmed that she planned a hotel night for Valentine's Day that year after Sean Diddy Combs left the vacation. He was on with another woman early. She said she decorated the hotel room with rose petals and planned to have 2 entertainers, or men paid for these sexual encounters, in the room at once. Jane acknowledged that it was her idea to have 2 entertainers at once, and it was her first time doing that. Jane told Combs to get another woman to delete a post text shows. Jane reads some March 2022 messages between her and Sean Diddy Combs that occurred at their hotel night. Combs had recently made her delete a photo of food she had posted that indicated they were together, and then she saw Gina post a photo wearing a necklace that matched a bracelet Combs had gifted her previously, Jane testified. In the messages, Jane told Combs to make Gina delete her post and accused him of giving her anxiety. "To see these were deeply hurtful to me," Jane testified. Jane told Combs, "Not really in the mood for that." Jane confirmed that she and Sean Diddy Combs went to about 2 months without having a hotel night in the spring of 2022, despite spending time together 7 days during that period. On June 19th that year, Combs suggested he and Jane should have a hotel night. Jane responded, "Not really in the mood for that part. Don't want to make you mad." Combs said all good and suggested a role play scenario instead. Jane testified that they had a movie night watching past hotel night footage and pornography. "Last night was amazing," Jane texted after a hotel night, according to messages read in court. Jane read aloud messages between her and Sean Diddy Combs from July 22. After exchanging explicit messages, Combs texted her to call a specific entertainer and then said, "Or Paul is free." Jane liked the message about Paul, one of the entertainers they frequently saw. She testified that she understood Combs was giving her an option between the 2 men. In later messages, Combs relayed details about the time and location of the hotel night and asked her, is that cool?" The day after, Jane texted Combs in part, "Last night was amazing." Hotel nights, according to previous testimony, were sexual encounters that included a male entertainer. Jane acknowledged texting a hotel night was fun, but says feelings were directed at Combs only. The jury saw a text message between Sean Diddy Combs and Jane from about a week later in July 2022. In the message, Combs suggested a hotel night with either Paul or another entertainer. When Jane told him that she was kind of icked out about a boo-boo, the other entertainer had Combs agreed that that person was a no-go and arranged a hotel night with Paul according to the messages. Jane testified that Combs only gave her a choice between two entertainers, as though it wasn't an option to skip a hotel altogether. Jane also confirmed when asked that she thought she recalled spending a few days just with Combs after that late July hotel night, and Jane confirmed that she and Combs had another hotel night at her home on August 30th, 2022. The next day, Jane texted Combs saying in part, "That was so much fun," according to messages discussed in court. She then sent him a long message about how much she loved and appreciated him. "My love for you is unconditional and for life," she wrote in that text. Jane confirmed that she sent messages at their hotel night, but she testified that the feelings she was experiencing were directed only at Combs. Jane said she wanted Combs to take her out. "I'm asking if he could please romance me outside of hotel rooms." In February 2023, Jane texted Sean Diddy Combs asking if he could send her something for her birthday festivals. She testified that she asked for $15,000 to cover buying an outfit and dinner for her and her friends. She confirmed that Combs paid for the dinner. Jane later traveled to Miami to celebrate her birthday with Combs. She texted him asking if Nobu, a sushi restaurant inside the hotel where she was staying, was the only dinner option, and she suggested that they tried something different. She testified that she was trying to get out of the hotel. "I'm asking if I could can you please romance me outside of hotel room," she testified. The jury saw photographs of the couples eating at Nobu. Jane received any type of affection from Combs with open arms, she testified. Jane testified that she went along with it when Sean Diddy Combs said he had entertainment planned for after her 2023 birthday dinner. "My circumstances were my options in this relationship," Jane testified. "If I see him, there is a request for a hotel night, so I'm just adapting to my circumstances. I'm adapting to my environment." She says, "There were moments I suggest or organize things under the pressure of my lover, yes." Defense attorney Tanny Gregor showed the jury a photo that was taken after Combs gifted Jane a Van Cleef necklace and bracelet for her birthday. Jane testified she had just received the gifts, taken an ecstasy pill, and was waiting for an entertainer to join them. Gregor suggests that Jane took a photo because she was so excited. "Any type of affection at this point in my life that I received from Sean, I received with open arms." Jane testified she said she was happy to be wrapped in my lover's arms at that moment. Jane says she was hurt after being made to have sex with 3 guys, but texted Combs she loved her birthday. The jury saw a message Jane sent Combs after her birthday celebration. During the celebration, Jane said she had sex with 3 entertainers and Combs. In the message, Jane said she loved and appreciated every detail you put into my birthday. Jane testified she was referring to the gifts and a time alone with Combs. The jury revisited other text messages previously introduced by prosecutors exchanged after Jane learned Combs lied to her and took another woman on their birthday vacation to Turks and Caicos immediately after Combs was with Jane for her own birthday in early February 2023. Jane testified she was hurt after being made to have sex with 3 guys, and it was equally hurtful and emotional for me to see him with another woman on a beautiful vacation. Whereas I'm alone and recovering from having to sleep with 3 men that I didn't want to sleep with, she said. Jane confirmed that after the fallout over Combs handled his 2 girlfriends' birthdays, they broke up for several weeks. Jane said when she pushed back on Combs, he said they should break up, but would be blowing up her phone a week later. The defense attorney suggests Combs spent $55,000 on 2023 Turks and Caicos trip. On March 2nd, 2023, Sean Diddy Combs texted Jane apologizing and saying, "I didn't know I was going to lose one of my closest friends over a stupid lie," according to messages discussed in court. In later messages, Combs said he missed Jane and wanted to see her. Jane responded, "I'm open as friends." She balked when he offered to get a hotel for her, and he responded saying, "You said friends," according to the message. He then suggested going to Turks and Caicos, and they started planning their 2023 trip to that location after that. Defense attorney Tanny Gregor suggests Combs spent about $55,000 on that trip to Turks and Caicos. The scene inside the courtroom. Jane's tone when asked about her love in text messages is becoming defensive. On the stand, she is stroking her hair as she explains what is not said in the messages, that she was referring only to her time with Sean Diddy Combs and not the other men. A few times, defense attorney Tanny Gregor countered by suggesting Jane didn't differentiate that in the messages with Combs, asking her once if that was an undertone. Jane had presented that she was only referring to Combs. Combs and his family, Combs' mother, sons. Okay. Okay, she back on the stand. Jane invited entertainer to Turks and Caicos trip, but said she believes Combs wanted her to. With cross-examination resuming, defense attorney Guerrero put up a message Jane sent to an entertainer they saw frequently slide, inviting him on a 2023 Turks and Caicos trip. Will you be available to come to Turks by any chance? You would need a passport and I think a vaccination card. Let me know what you think, the message said. Jane testified that she sent the text but said, I believe my lover wanted me to send a message to Sly to inviting him on the trip. Jane previously testified that another entertainer, Paul, joined them in the Turks and Caicos and that Sly met her and Combs once they returned to Miami. She also testified that she felt she had to see Sly in Miami because she believed she had ruined the hotel night with Paul and Turks. Jane grows emotional while reading April 2023 text to Combs. Jane grew emotional and paused to wipe her face with a tissue when she read a text message she sent to Sean Diddy Combs in April 2023. Around the time she moved into a Los Angeles home for which Combs still pays the rent, Jane read aloud on a message that said, the fact that you are the reason for my child's joy is a feeling inside me that I can't explain. I love you so much as my friend and my lover and my boyfriend, even though you don't like that word, the message read. The defense attorney Guerrero finished reading the text while Jane took a few seconds to compose herself. It says, remember, Jane testified last week at the after March 2020 trip to Turks and Caicos. She and Combs entered into a 2-year love contract in which Combs would give her $10,000 monthly, where she would spend a rent for the Los Angeles home. She moved into the home in April 2023, and Combs still pays the rent, she testified. Jane dabs her eyes as jury hears text expressing her love for Combs. Jane confirmed that she helped take care of Sean Diddy Combs in June 2023 after he had surgery and they did not have any hotel nights that month. She testified that they had a hotel night in early July 2023. Defense attorney Guerrero read aloud a text message Jane sent Combs the day after, which said how much she loved him and spending time with him. Jane appeared to get emotional and was dabbing her eyes with tissue. Guerrero then asked the judge if the lawyers could approach the bench. Jane explains why she gave a thumbs up to Combs' text about hiring an entertainer. Defense attorney Guerrero revisited a time when Jane said she flew to New York in August 2023 to see Sean Diddy Combs, which Jane testified about a direct examination. The jury saw some text messages between Combs and Jane where she expressed her anger over Combs' recent podcast interview. In the interview, Combs talked about 48 hours of sex with another woman. Jane threatened not to go to New York, but after some convincing from Combs, she went under an impression that they wouldn't have a hotel night, she said. When she was mid-air flying to New York, Combs sent her a link to an entertainer he wanted to hire. When she got there, Jane sent a thumbs up to a link for the online profile for the entertainer. Jane testified that she was just confirming that she saw the link and said thumbs up can also be a little bit sarcastic. Jane previously testified that she and Combs had a hotel night during that New York trip. The jury saw a message Jane sent to Combs in the days after the trip. I actually want to apologize for the list of things I was saying were making me unhappy, she wrote in the message, adding there was an even longer list of sweet things he did for her. Jane agreed to hotel nights, partly because she thought they brought Combs peace, she said when asked. In October 2023, Jane and Sean Diddy Combs were arguing over Combs spending time with one of his other girlfriends, Gina, who Jane said brought drama in their relationship. Jane testified that Combs and Gina had a lot of public problems, causing Combs to bring negativity into a relationship with Jane. At one point, when Jane was expressing frustration over his relationship with Gina, Combs texted her, "Girl, stop. You know I don't feed into this. I need you. You're the only thing that's going to put me at peace, please," according to messages reviewed in court. Defense attorney Guerrero asked Jane, "You thought the hotel nights put him at peace?" Jane responded, "Yes." Jane also agreed when Guerrero asked if part of why Jane agreed to hotel nights was because she thought the encounters brought Combs peace. Jane said she resents Combs for knowing how I couldn't say no to him. Defense attorney Tony Gregus returned to the sobriety party Jane previously testified about. Earlier during her testimony, Jane described the party saying it was one of 2 times she tried not to use drugs during the hotel night with Sean Diddy Combs. Gregus asked if Jane had agreed to that night. Unfortunately, yes, Jane responded. Gregus pointed out that Jane said, unfortunately, but she had agreed to the night. You regret now that you agreed to it? Is that fair? Gregus asked. I resented him for knowing how much I loved him and how I couldn't say no to him, Jane said. Gregus asked her a few more times about regret, with Jane responding each time that she resented Combs. And you regretted it, right? Gregus said. I believe resent and regret lie in the same field, as Jane said. Jury saw a video of Combs and Jane laughing at his home. Jane confirmed that she felt depressed after the sobriety party with Sean Diddy Combs and tried to break up with him. She confirmed that Combs told her that he too was feeling depressed. She testified that she then went to his home and spent the night. The jury saw a video of the two of them from the night at his home. Video that included both of them laughing. I was in a dark hole and you came here to save me. I appreciate that. Combs said at one point in the video, you did some saving on me that I didn't even know, Jane said. Remember, Jane has previously testified the following about October 2023 sobriety party at a hotel in Beverly Hills, California. She said that wanted Combs to get sober around this time, and he agreed to stop taking substances for 30 days, but wanted to have one last sobriety party first. This party was a hotel night that lasted 12 to 18 hours. She testified last week. She didn't take any drugs, but Combs took ecstasy and cocaine, she testified. So the jury dismissed for the day. The jury has been dismissed for the day. After Jane and the jury left the courtroom, defense attorney Gregus said she'll complete her cross-examination of Jane Thursday morning. Prosecutor Maureen Coleman said 2 witnesses more are expected to testify. That testimony should take most of Thursday's summary witness will also testify. Comey said the prosecutor needs to regroup and sort out travel logistics for witnesses beyond those 3. Comey also said the government expects to cut more witnesses from its list and is now on track to rest its case as early as next Wednesday or by next Friday at the latest. Wow. So that's it. That's what you got there, guys. Man, y'all tell me what y'all think about the court today, man. And Jane Doe should be on the court tomorrow. Also, she should be finishing up, man. Listen, y'all tell me what y'all think about the whole situation so far, man. But that's all I got. Y'all tell me what y'all think in the comments. Don't forget to like and subscribe.